Hello, I'm Minash Ravinsky and you're watching Military Mind. Armed conflicts, defense and security, land, sea and air. We've got you covered. And as always, battlefield update comes first. Overnight, Russian troops attacked Ukraine with 117 drones of various types. According to official sources, more than 15 explosions were recorded in Kryvyi Rih without any casualties. Additionally, in northern Sumy and Chernihiv regions, several drones hit targets in civilian areas. Moving on now to the front line. Ukrainian analysts have marked the combat zone in the Belgorod borderlands as a grey zone for the first time, after the term was used to describe the border between the settlements of Popovka and Demidovka. The analysts believe the Ukrainian offensive in this area is an attempt to disrupt a similar effort by the Russian armed forces in the Sumy region and prevent Moscow from fully seizing the initiative. Meanwhile, in the Bakhmut area, Russian troops are likely preparing for a new series of assaults on Chasiv Yar. Ukrainian officer Stanislav Bunyatov believes that the Russian armed forces are setting up a mechanized offensive on the town of Chasiv Yar, with the possible objective of reaching villages located northeast of Konstantinovka. Now, in the Pokrovsk area, battles are taking place on the western and eastern flanks of the arc near the Pokrovsk-Mirnograd agglomeration. One Russian military expert believes that Moscow was able to gain a foothold in Udachne, west of Pokrovsk. Moving on now to the Middle East. At least 25 civilians have been killed in a week of US bombings in Yemen, the Yemen Data Project has found. At least 28 more civilians were also wounded in 38 airstrikes across 7 days, according to the Independent Data Collection Project. Yemen's Houthi rebels on Wednesday said that US attacks would not defeat them, as Washington continues to target the Iran-backed terrorist group on a near-daily basis. The group's heartland of Sadr in northern Yemen and Amran were hit 17 times by the US, the rebels said, adding that aircraft carried out aggressive air raids causing material damage to civilian property. Now, in the ongoing battles for Toretsk, Ukrainian fighters have been using explosive charges against buildings to target Russian infantry positions. The footage coming up captures the moment a remotely detonated explosion reduces the occupied structure to rubble. Tactical demolitions like these are part of Ukraine's urban warfare strategy aimed at eliminating entrenched Russian forces and denying them fortified positions. Every building, every street is fiercely contested as Ukrainian troops continue pushing forward.
Пішов 28-й день нашого перебування в Турецьку. Тарік. Та махани хотів. Ну, коротше, отак. Таке життя. Воно бентежне.
You know I've always been a dreamer, and it's so hard to change, but the dreams that I see lately keep on turning out the same.
Хуйло ебано, сука! Хуило ебано!
Ще один Пітер 200.
Хоче сьогодні стариком ось він сидить. Підера заїбашило там на углу, блядь. Хотів в п'ятиэтажку перебігти, блядь, наших побратимів, блядь, заїбашить. Не добіг, вафліст йобаний. От така, блядь, участь всіх підерів жде, блядь, нахуй, сука. З козаками ніхуй, блядь, зв'язуватись. Слава Україні.
Героям слава. Посмотри в окно, видишь, я тебя снимаю.
Понял? Потом на базе
Я не знаю, я вот не
Тебя на видео снимаю.
Це ми дохуя, блядь, це ми вище. Я їбав. Ти думаєш, переборщили? Я думаю, ми переборщили.
And we're staying in Toretsk for the next one. The clip coming up shows a battle from January 2025. In an urban clash in Toretsk, a Ukrainian infantryman was wounded while engaging enemy forces. Attempting to fire from inside a building to avoid direct exposure, he was met with prepared Russian resistance. Every street, every room is a battlefield in this area. The fight for Toretsk remains intense, with Ukrainian forces adapting their tactics to counter Russian ambushes. Now, in the last video we're going to show you today, you'll be able to see the 128th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade's UAV unit, known as Orion, skillfully repel a massive mechanized assault near Stepove in the Zaporizhzhia region. The brigade's proactive detection of enemy movements ensured the Russians stood no chance of a successful attack. The 128th Brigade, also known as the Zakarpattia Brigade, has a storied history and has been recognized for its resilience and tactical prowess.
Ось що там? Давай. Там же БТР є, квадрики, нахуй. Я їду. Черговий, киньте приблизні кори, вже стараємося вилітати. Алло. І власник небо. Секунду, попадання. О, горить! Блядь, тут підор. Працюємо пакетками, виганяємо підорів звідти. Все, того, горівша буде. Так, вона зірвалася просто-напросто. Ой, відпрацював у ББМ. І живі, залітайте, вбивайте їх. Відпрацював? Так, вбив, мене. Їх треба вбивати, бо там наші є. Да, плюс прийняв. Хлопці, давайте. Да, вот, заходить же, ну! Вогонь по ним, вогонь! Є! Того дебіла не добивайте, хай дохне! Як тільки вампір зможе працювати зразу в голос. Черговий, буханочку їбанули. Лобовуху!
And with this, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.